What's happening, y'all? It's me coming back at you again with another vid. Sad to do this one. I woke up earlier today and I woke up to the news that Craig Mack had passed away today. And wow, I mean, if those who don't know who Craig Mack is, let me tell you a little story about Craig Mack. Craig Mack was actually one of those true MCs out there at the time in the early '90s. A guy who's well known for his legendary hit, which is a iconic hit called "Flavor in Your Ear," right? The instrumental that's playing in the background, as you can hear. This is the song that actually launched Diddy's, which at the time was known as Puff Daddy, Sean Diddy Combs. This is a song that put his label. It was the first song that was released on the Bad Boy record label, and it was the song that actually put Bad Boy on the map. And I know a lot of people want to credit Notorious B.I.G., a.k.a. Christopher Wallace, a.k.a. Biggie Smalls, God rest his soul, rest in peace. Credit him for his, for his single Juicy, for putting Bad Boy on the map, but that's not necessarily the case. It was Flavor in the Ear, okay? And many people don't know that. Why? Because Craig Mack was, he didn't quite enjoy the success that Biggie and the other Bad Boy artists did, like Junior Mafia with Little C's, Lil Kim, and Shine had moderate success on that label as well until before his legal issues and his incarceration and him being deported back to Belize. So I mean, that's a whole different story. But I remember as a kid, this song debuting back in '94, and man, I mean, this dude Craig Mack, had unbelievable he had unbelievable skills as an MC and as a lyricist, man. Very underrated at his time. And people wonder what happened to Craig and why did he didn't enjoy the success like Biggie and all the others did on Bad Boy. Now, I saw a video of a couple years ago, and this is very interesting. And it was interesting that Diddy was talking about Craig Mack because they were wondering about his follow-up album, because he released one album, I think, on Bad Boy. What was that album called? Shit, I forgot. What was the name of that album? I'll look it up. The album that he released, was it self-titled Flavor in the Ear? Or was it, well, not self-titled. Was it self-titled or was it actually titled Flavor in the Ear? Let me look it up. The album that he released on Bad Boy was Project Funk the World. Okay, it was a gold album. Okay, now there was an interview that Diddy had, Diddy or Puffy or whatever you want to call it. It's on YouTube. Take a look at it, right? And he was asked about Craig Mack's upcoming album, right? So I think Craig Mack was there too. I believe he was there and he was present. And Diddy said, yeah, the album will be coming out and it'll have a date, blah, blah, blah. And Craig Mack gave him a puzzled look at him. Was like, what the hell are you talking about, Diddy? Why are you lying to people? That album's not coming out. You didn't inform me about a release date. We don't even have the studio time. That type of look, But needless to say, though, he left Bad Boy around '96, I believe, 2 years after his first album was released. And a lot of people couldn't figure out what was the situation behind that. Of course, some would say that he had his personal internal beefs and his arguments with Diddy. And there was also rumor mills that Biggie Notorious B.I.G. did not like Craig Mack. So obviously, this prompted Carcino to do a beef video, the beef between Craig Mack and Biggie Smalls. Now, I'm not sure there's any truth to that. That's only rumors. I couldn't find any concrete evidence that there was a beef there, but all we know is there's a speculation, rumor that this is the reason why Craig left, because of the fact that he and Biggie he didn't like Biggie, or no, Biggie didn't like him. And he had some issues with Diddy when it comes to his material and about his album release and sales, I believe, as well, as far as his royalties. I believe, that's just a rumor mill. But needless to say, though, after Craig Mack had left Bad Boy, he released a second album that was released independently. Of course, it couldn't get much success from there. Obviously, well, actually, it couldn't repeat the success on his first album. So altogether, he retreated from the hip hop industry. He left in the early 2000s, and then he went into ministry, and he was in seclusion in South Carolina for many years. And there's YouTube tapes on it about him giving his testimonies in a church in Walterboro. I know he did appear recently at the Bad Boy 21st anniversary. I think he appeared there as well. He performed a single, and then next, he passes away. Now, there is conflicting reports about his cause of death. Some say it was heart failure, but I think DJ Joyce came out and said that he was sick for some time, and you can tell from his condition that it was going to happen eventually, that he was going to pass. He was going to pass. So it's unfortunate to lose a guy who I would say is one of the most underrated talents in the hip hop industry. One of the most underrated talents, and didn't really get the credit that he deserved, particularly that he was a guy that put Bad Boy Records on the map. He was a guy that pretty much helped launch Diddy's career, if you think about it. Well, mainstream it, that is. I know Diddy has produced for several people, like Mary J. Blige, whatnot, before he, launched his label. But anyhow, he died at the age of 46. But there's another report said that he died at the age of 47. So his birthday is in question. One says he was born in May 10th, 1970. Another one says that he was born in 1971 of that day. But it is what it is. So. Rest in peace to Craig Mack. My condolences to him and his family. So, that's all need to be said about this. I'm out. Peace.